Alright, we're going to go to the Internet Archive to download Marvel Heroes Omega's final standalone client version, which was 2.16a. It's got two formats here. We got a torrent file, or you can get the zip file. I recommend the torrent file. Some folks are saying that the zip file has some issues with it. You use torrenting software. I use QBitTorrent, but you could use either BitTorrent or something else. When you open up the file, it's going to look something like this. See, the archive puts a bunch of junk data in there. The only one you need from all this is the zip file. So I'm just going to toggle these off. Start to download. It's about 17 gigs, so it'll take a couple of minutes if you've got a fast connection. Once it's installed, you got the zip file there. Create a folder, name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Marvel Heroes 2025. And we're going to open the zip file. You can see all these files in there. I still use WinRAR to open my zip files. The only files you need really are those three folders. I'm going to go ahead and just drop everything in there to make it easy. Delete the junk afterwards. Drag and drop. Take another 10 to 15 minutes depending on your processing speed. I'm going to delete the junk files once it's been installed. I'm just showing you real quick. The binaries folder is where the versions of the game are, the exe. You have the 32-bit version, and then 64 is in the other folder. You won't need these for this process though. You'll come back to this if you're trying to put the local server on your machine to play the game offline. We'll do a video on that later. For now, let's go back to our directory. Now we're going to open up the website. It's Project Tahiti's website. It's for their private server. You have to create an account now. We're going to go to Get Started. We're going to download the Bifrost exe program, which is going to connect the game to their server. Go ahead and download that. We're going to throw that in the same folder just to keep everything nice and neat. Everything will be in the same spot. Again, Windows might try to fight you. Just try to force it through. Taking a while to download. Alright, there we go. Come on, finish. Alright, there we are. Now we're going to go back to our folders. We need to create a folder for this Tahiti Bifrost. So we're going to name a folder Tahiti in the same directory and just throw the program in there. Just like that. There it is. So now everything's all in one spot. Here, you delete that zip file, you won't need it now. Alright, now we need to create an account on the website. Go to Account Portal. Now you're going to create whatever handle you want to use. It's always going to be at mhtahiti.com. Don't get confused with your email. I'm just going to call it Test Guide 2025. That'll be my character name. Password for this is just I'll put whatever 1112223334444. Then you would put a security code question there. Just going to throw random numbers. See if that goes through. It's not long enough. Okay, that should be long enough. You can put whatever you want there. This is just an example. Alright, everything's going good. It says to write your information down. The account has been created. We won't need this website anymore unless you want to go back in there and change your username or your password again. Alright, that's that. So there's 140 people playing right now. Now we're going to run the program. Again, Windows will try to fight you. Just force it to run anyway. And that'll be where you start the game. You'll hit the play button. If you go into options, you'll see a couple other settings. You don't have to mess with that for now. But there's a way to auto log in just so it'll remember your information and you can force it onto it quicker. Now you might use some additional programs when running the game. Again, Windows will try to fight you. Just give it access to the network and let it load up. If you're planning on using a gamepad like a PlayStation controller, you can use the DS for Windows program to emulate an Xbox controller, and then it'll work with the game. You might also need Microsoft's .NET Framework 8.0. I'm just creating a shortcut here for the Tahiti launcher. You can put that anywhere. I'm just going to throw it on the desktop later. Once you go to Microsoft's ms.net website, you can download version 8.0. 9.0 is the newest one, but the game uses 8.0, so you can click that, get it downloaded, and then if you want to download DS for Windows, that's the website there. All these links will be in the video description. You can go back and just hit the play button on that launcher. It'll load up the game. You'll see a couple opening videos, and as long as you've got the DS4 Windows program running in the background, you'll be able to use your gamepad from the start. Otherwise, you can use mouse and keyboard as traditional Diablo type Marvel Heroes Omega was when it launched on PC. The game is not fully completed yet. They are still working on it. It's on version, I think it's 0.5 or 0.6 right now. But once they get it to version 1.0, there will be a server wipe, just because the server's database is not going to be compatible at that point with the information that they're updating. So they'll have to start fresh with everybody. But hopefully there's no more server wipes after that. They're not expecting it, but never know. But for now, you can use the servers to just play around, refamiliarize yourself with the game, or start testing some builds, play with some characters that you didn't have access to if you were playing on console. If you do have the Steam version of the game, the process is a lot easier. You can just re-download the game from Steam, and then when you go to the Tahiti website, you'll see there is a Get Started link on the top right corner. You click that and it'll tell you how to change the Steam's launcher properties to connect to the Tahiti server rather than trying to connect to the old dead Marvel Heroes Omega server. And then you'll be able to play the game. Hit the play button, you'll be able to jump back in, start the first mission. Any questions, go ahead and put the questions in the comment section here. Again, all the video links are in the description, so check that out. If you have any other issues, you might have to check the folder within the Marvel Heroes install. Look for the folder called Install Dependencies that has a couple of updates for some of the older machines that might be trying to run the game. You might also need to update DirectX if you haven't updated that in a while. This is an older game. It's from 2013, I believe. So it shouldn't need to require some heavy video updating of your graphics drivers or anything like that unless you have a really old machine. There's a couple of issues that they're still working on. Again, we're only on version 0.6, and they have a roadmap on their website that'll go all the way up until when they release version 1.0, which should be able to bring about a lot of the features that still aren't in the game yet. But as it is right now, we have the story is implemented again. You can take the Cosmic Trials. Omega level difficulty is not implemented yet. A couple other things they're working on. Character talents are not working just yet, but they're getting to that, I think, in 0.7, so that'll be around the corner. Shout out to the guys at mhtahiti.com for bringing the game back to us. It's much appreciated. You guys kick ass.